welcome back to another gym session. Tonight's workout is legs, and as this video plays out, I just want to talk to you guys about how to set up a proper leg day. So, to set up a proper leg day, all you need are two things: knee dominant work and hip dominant work. So what do I mean by that? So when people train or when people set up workouts for themselves, they think the muscles that they have to hit. So I'm asking you to start thinking a little differently. Start thinking outside the box. Instead of thinking about muscles to hit, just attack the joint action. If you go after the joint action, it will cover all the muscle groups associated with the movement at that joint action. It's really simple, and it's an easier way to think about it. So instead of thinking about every single muscle that will hit your quads, your inner, your outer legs, your hamstrings, your glutes, think in terms of knee dominant work and hip dominant work. So this movement right here is knee dominant. Why is it called knee dominant? Because I'm getting a lot of flexion right there and extension through my knee. And what is that doing? That's covering all of the muscle groups in your leg that flex and extend your knee. So this particular movement is a lot of quad dominant work. Okay, so why am I doing this exercise? This is my staple exercise for legs. This and front squats. Why do I pick these two exercises? I don't bilateral back squat ever because the way my body is built, I have short legs. I also broke my femur bone a long time ago playing football, so I can't bilateral back squat without pain in my lower back. And when you see it from the side, it looks more of a good morning. And I don't feel it at all in my quads. So I hardly ever bilateral back squat. I use this movement in place of the bilateral back squat. This is a rear foot elevated split squat or a Bulgarian split squat, and this is a squat. It's just a squat on one leg. I learned about this exercise years ago from a couple of the strength coaches that I follow in the industry that train athletes, and I started implementing it right away, and I haven't looked back. I basically reversed all my lower back pain. My quads have gotten stronger. I feel it more in my quads because I'm able to get a deeper range of motion without rounding my lower back. So this exercise is great, and also my core has gotten a lot stronger because don't forget this exercise is done on one leg and you're challenging core stability, so you will see an increase in core strength as well. So definitely one of the best leg exercises you can do, hands down. Even if you guys are just powerlifters and are more concerned with getting stronger in your bilateral squat, definitely throw in some leg days where you do some unilateral training. Do some rear foot elevated split squats maybe on your accessory work or maybe even on some strength days, and you guys will definitely see a carryover to your bilateral squat because your core stability is going to go up. So definitely give this exercise a shot. This is my favorite quad dominant exercise, that, the goblet squat, and the front squat, which you're going to see next. So why do I do the front squat instead of the back squat? Well, both are completely different mechanically. The front squat has you holding the weight in front of your body, which offsets your center of gravity and allows you to actually sit back more and get a deeper range of motion. So this is completely different from the back squat. This exercise doesn't bother me at all because of where the weight is. The weight is offset. It allows me to get into a better range of motion, and I feel it more in my quads and a lot more in my glutes. So this is my bilateral or two-legged staple. This is what I do. This, some goblet squats, which is basically the same thing except you're holding a dumbbell or a kettlebell in a goblet position. So on some days, I like to do bilateral, two-legged training. On other days, I like to do unilateral, one-legged training. Or on the same night, I do both. So on this particular night, I'm doing my hip dominant work and my knee dominant work. And in each category, I'm doing bilateral training and unilateral training. So you saw me do the one-legged unilateral stuff first, the Bulgarian or rear foot elevated split squats. This exercise is a front squat. It's done on two legs, bilateral. So on my next exercise coming up, starts the hip dominant portion on my leg day. So like I said earlier, when you want to design an effective leg workout, just think in terms of joint actions. The joint actions will cover the muscles themselves. So we did some knee dominant work and now we're doing some hip dominant work. So why is this called hip dominant work? Well, now if you see, I have the opposite scenario going on. My knees are soft. They're not bending that much. So most of the movement is coming through my hips. You see my hips flex right here and then extend right there, okay? Soft knee, flexion, extension of your hip. So now this covers all of the muscles associated with hip flexion and hip extension, and all the muscle groups are predominantly on the back side of your body. So a lot of glutes, a lot of lower back, and a lot of hamstring. So I really like to play around with different tempos for my barbell RDLs, and I find that a slow eccentric of 3, 2, 1 followed by an explosive concentric phase as fast as you can really is good for barbell RDLs, because you're emphasizing your hamstring stretching in the eccentric right there, followed by an explosive contraction, really squeeze your glutes hard. So I'm not going really heavy here. I'm doing 225 for 4 sets of 6, but like I said, all of the magic is in that tempo, because you have to go really slow and then explode as fast as you can. Even if it doesn't look that fast on the way up, I'm trying and I'm giving it 100% effort. So plus I have some single leg deadlifts coming up, so I wanted to save a little bit of energy for that, because obviously this next portion of my training really challenges balance, like I said. So moving on to some kettlebell single leg deadlifts. So again, nice and slow, and then I try to come up as fast as I can. Again, I'm doing, I think, 3 rounds of 6 here. So the weight here is in kilos, and it comes out to about 105 pounds altogether. So not too heavy, but not too light, and especially at the end of the, say I almost lost my balance right there. Especially at the end of the workout, it's definitely challenging. So to recap, let's stop thinking in terms of muscles and let's start thinking in terms of joint actions. If you cover the joint actions, you cover all the muscles involved in that joint action. So in this video, we hit a lot of knee dominant work and a lot of hip dominant work. We covered all the muscles on the front of the leg and all the muscles on the back of the leg. So that's it for now, guys. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit subscribe to the channel, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.